President Joe Biden announcing in a statement that he is dropping out of the race for the White House. He will not be seeking re-election anymore in November. Moments ago, we also just got a response, a reaction to this news from former President Barack Obama, writing, quote, "Joe Biden has been one of America's most consequential presidents, as well as a dear friend and partner to me. Today, we've also been reminded again that he is a patriot of the highest order." In that quick tweet on social media, former President Barack Obama, notably, though, not endorsing Kamala Harris. Harris, though, has been endorsed by President Joe Biden to be the candidate in November. With all of that, I want to go now to Kelly Meyer back at the White House with what we are learning from there. Kelly?
Yeah, and we know, Brooke, that President Biden and Vice President Harris spoke ahead of this announcement, but we're working on all the details on exactly how this came about at this time on Sunday afternoon, where President Biden took to X to share that post saying that he would not seek re-election. As you mentioned, a notable statement there from former President Obama, and essentially, as you said, he didn't endorse Harris there, and he said, quote, "I have extraordinary confidence that the leaders of our party will be able to create a process from which an outstanding nominee emerges." So talking about the uncharted waters that they will be facing within the Democratic Party going forward as we go closer and closer to the Democratic National Convention in August in Chicago. Again, President Biden, this is something that those in Democratic circles were talking about, that this may be something that would happen, some expressing that this day, Sunday, would be the day he would do it, but it seemed to keep getting pushed back with President Biden trying to dig his heels in here. But this is something that obviously he came to his decision. He's self-isolating in his Rehoboth Beach, Delaware home. We don't know when he'll be back here in Washington. He's set to return sometime this week with Netanyahu, a meeting on the schedule for him, as well as remarks in Austin, Texas. We're also watching for VP Harris, what she does. She is in Washington, D.C. today, but no public events on her schedule, Brooke.
Okay, Kelly Meyer with the latest for us at the White House in D.C. Kelly, thanks so much. I want to bring in Democratic Congressman Gabe Amo of Rhode Island. Congressman, you have been campaigning for Biden's reelection. Your reaction to this news that Biden is now dropping off the ticket, and your thoughts on Kamala Harris being endorsed by President Biden?
Well, I share the sentiment of former President Obama when he notes that President Biden has been one of the most consequential presidents in our history. And so today, I'm taking a moment to reflect on that. I had the opportunity to serve as a senior staff member in the White House for the first 2 years of the Biden-Harris administration, and I saw firsthand the capabilities, the vision, the compassion of President Biden. And today is a day to recognize that work and his 50-plus years of serving our country.
What do you make of Kamala Harris now being endorsed by President Biden? Would you support her as the nominee?
I join with President Biden in endorsing Vice President Harris to succeed him in the White House. She has been a consistent thought partner and executed this agenda for the American people, a historic one. When you look at the Inflation Reduction Act, the bipartisan infrastructure law, the American Rescue Plan, she has played such a pivotal role, and I can think of no one better to continue this legacy and continue this work for the American people than Vice President Harris. So I endorse her as well.
Congressman, in your conversations with fellow lawmakers, even potentially the Biden campaign, if you can quickly share with us what led to this, what was the breaking point for President Biden?
Well, look, as you and the viewers are well aware of, there's been a conversation over the last few weeks. And I think President Biden has demonstrated the most patriotic attribute that he could show, and that is selflessness. And he, in deciding to step aside, has joined the ranks of people like George Washington, who have realized that it is time to make sure that we can continue the legacy, continue progress, and he has put country over himself. And so rather than note a specific moment, I would say this conversation is one that the president has led and that he will continue being part of, making sure that our country does not see Donald Trump return to the Oval Office and push forward things like Project 2025.
Congressman Gabe Amo, Democrat from Rhode Island. I have to leave it there as we're running out of time, but I appreciate you joining us for the breaking news coverage of all of this.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.